Hello everyone, my name is Vishwaja. I'm an architecture student in CSIT School of Architecture and Planning in Secunderabad, and I'm currently in my third semester. I welcome you all back to the third expert talk of A Sketch Foundation 2020, India's first digital youth conference for architecture students by A Sketch EdTech Foundation. Today we have among us a young, dashing, and highly talented architect whose thesis project was widely published. Before we begin with the full introduction of this expert speaker about the type of knowledge he is going to give us, let's go through an important disclaimer first. This event is proprietary to A Sketch EdTech Foundation. Everything here is confidential and proprietary. Sharing, copying, reproduction, distribution, and or recording as well as captures of screen without written are prohibited. Contents and discussions are also considered as confidential. Please ask questions using the link shared. We will answer all the questions at the end of the session. So, in this expert talk session of A-Sketch Edicon 2020, we have architect Farzeen Rahman, who is the founder of a firm based in Kerala called Design Research Box, a firm that specializes in interior and architecture working in both the residential and commercial section. Without talking much time, I now invite architect Farzeen Rahman to share his knowledge on today's expert talk session on investigating electives and theses in B.Arch.
Thank you, Vishwaja. I feel really happy and even humble to be a part of such a great panel of speakers. So, first of all, I would like to say that Team A Sketch, you have done a really great job. And am I audible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, fine. So, my name is Farzeen, as Vishwaja said. Uh, I'm a young architect practicing just for the past 2 years. I'm based in Kerala. And so, yeah, let's move on to the presentation, right? All right. So, so my topic, investigating electives and thesis in architecture. So I think I should be more a student today than an architect, practicing architect, because my topic needs me to be a student. And so let's begin. So before we enter to our topic, I'd like to take you to my studio here in Kerala. Just a few photos, the photographs we have. So this is our studio, the RB Architecture, our design research box. And this is the before and after picture. So this was an abandoned space, which we turned into our studio. And it's almost 100+ years old building, which we turned into a studio. And right now I'm sitting in my studio itself. So this, you could see the transformation. This is my office space. So from the left, you can see the images of transformation of the space. And this is the entrance lobby. You can see the space which was before and how it's now. So that's it. This is my office. I mean, I would say my home. Okay. So coming to our topic, investigating electives and thesis in architecture. Uh, as I said, I will be a student. I'll be sharing my experiences. That's all. So, so here you can see thesis and electives. I would say thesis is almost half of architecture. There is a greater part that's called internship, and then comes thesis, and then other subjects of the architecture course. So comparing these two topics, the electives and thesis, I feel electives is much smaller and thesis has a larger role. And before that, I would say I would love to present, like if I have to have a face-to-face conversation, but it's not possible. So let's go with this. Yeah, at least it's possible to do this Zoom meeting. Okay. So choosing your electives, your field of interest is completely based on your field of interest. Whatever is your interest, that's your elective. So it depends on the universities you have, the courses, the subjects you have, like architectural journalism, you have heritage conservation, disaster management, and so on. It depends on the universities, the topics. So I would say it's your field of interest. In my case, my field of interest, I was pretty much sure that I'll be moving to housing, the residential field. So my interest was housing, and my elective was housing and architectural journalism. So it's completely based on your interest. So there's nothing to see that. You just need to see after architecture, after your course, where you'll be heading to. So that's where you decide your electives. And that's it. So it's a much smaller topic, the electives. And next, coming to the thesis. So thesis is, as I said, is a bigger part of architecture course. I would say you should even start planning about thesis in your first semester itself, as I did. So when and where to start? So that's a big question because people usually they start thinking of thesis in the thesis semester. I think you should start pretty much before in your first year or second year itself, because that's where you decide, you evolve from your topic, you get your topic, you evolve, you make the changes in it. So that's it, the interest, building typology, and I would like to add social relevance, because as architects, what I feel is we are not much connected to the society, right? We are just inside our box itself. We don't go outside. So people actually, the public, the common man, they doesn't know what architecture is, what architecture do. So that's where the social relevance comes. So our topic, it should be based on your interest plus what type of building types you would like to, building typology you would like to do, and plus social relevance, like how you can, how your design interventions can make an impact or just give a suggestion or solve a problem in your society. And next, the topic selection. So here we have different types of questions like what, where, why, how, and for who. So what? So you need to think what you're actually interested. I don't think so. If I'm interested in some random topics like airport or some commercial spaces, that's it's not the way to choose your thesis topic. It should be like what exactly you need, what exactly you would like to work on, because all these 3 to 4 years you are learning, and that you are finally bringing into your thesis. So thesis is your main part, and and thesis is your main part. So that's it. What? So where? What everyone does is you select your thesis site after your topic. So I would say you should actually select your topic and site simultaneously. It's not like you select a topic and look on the map to where to fix your topic. That's not the right way, I believe, because you are designing for a community or a people or a group of people. So you should be pretty much aware of your people before you finalize your topic. So the topic and your site, that should happen at the same time, I feel. And why for them? Because it depends on the context. Suppose you are, for example, you are selecting your site is Hyderabad, and your topic is an airport. Does that really need it? No, Hyderabad doesn't need an airport. So that's just an example. So it's how, like, why you are proposing or you are designing a such and such space for particular group of people or particular place. And how is an important question, because you can't just build something out of nowhere. Like you are building a space, so that space should be like going well through the context there. So for Kerala, it has a context here, the architecture style, the materials. So in Telangana, that would be different. So you need to decide how you will be designing, what factors you will be considering, and for whom. Yeah, your user. Your user is everything, I feel, because you need to be one among your user to know, to learn what they need actually. So I would say that thesis is not something you decide. Not just thesis. Architecture, I feel, it's not just you design something and impose on some people. It's you mold the user's requirements, user's needs as an architect. That I feel is architecture really, what architecture really is. And then comes the research and case studies. So case studies, it's not necessary that you get the exact case study. Suppose you are doing in my case, my thesis topic was Center for Welfare. So I couldn't find any Center for Welfare, the exact space for case study. So what you can do is you can select the building typologies under your topic and do the case studies accordingly. And I know it's a hard time for students now because doing case studies and everything is not normal right now, right? And the research is so thesis. It's actually I think it's a mixed balance of research, the theoretical part and the design part. So both should be balanced. It's not just design or not just the theoretical research part. So it should be a mix of balance, not a mix. It should be a balance of design and theory. Uh, then comes the thesis guide. I think many of the students they find it difficult to have a discussion, have a conversation with your thesis guide. So that's where you need to select your thesis guide. I think almost all colleges you can select your thesis guide yourself. So that's where you select your thesis guide. So in my case, I was pretty much lucky to have my thesis guide who understands me, who just want to mold me and bring my design out in a better way. So that's where. So you should be pretty much clear, like who should be your thesis guide, how you can have a well connection with your thesis guide, and then the design, I would say the soul. So there is nothing else, like if you mess up with the design, there is nothing else which can save you. You can't just hide the design. So in the design, it's like obvious that climate, context, concept, circulation, and so on. You have different types of factors you consider while designing. So all those factors you need to consider the design. You need to think of the people. I would again say that you should always think of the people whom you are designing. It's not just your passion, your interest. Yeah, I'm interested in so and so, and I'll be designing in my way. No, you need to actually understand people. And I think each thesis topic should somehow intervene in the present social issues or social concerns we have. All right. So next, the presentation. It's the main part, I would say, the presentation. After the design, you are going to the presentation. So it should be self-explanatory. Whatever, I don't think you need to write a whole paragraph explaining what you are going, what you did, or all your design. Nobody is going to read that. So in presentation, you just need to understand that quality is important, not quantity. You don't need to bring 25, 30 sheets. Just one sheet with better quality is enough, I think. Uh, and the presentation you can do the visual graphic representations wherever required. So it will be easy for you to explain when you explain your designs. Okay. Mm, then the jury. I think it was one of my favorite part in architecture, the jury. I would be so happy on my jury day. So, and I would always go first. I would be the first person to take the jury. So jury, I would say jury, we should have a good conversation with the juror first. We should have a connection. We should create a conversation with the person. The You should be able to explain well. For that, you need a good presentation. You need to explain well. You should have whatever you have. Be frank and just go to the point. And like. The jurors, they'll be having the opinions, the suggestions. You need to accept those suggestions put forward, because you are just a student and they are here with a lot of experience. So you need to accept those suggestions, and you should be ready to incorporate. Like, you should not be just, yeah, I did my design and I'm done. No, not that way. And yeah, jury should be a interesting part of your design, your thesis design. And nowadays even jury is, I think, online, which is I feel too bad regarding that, jury becoming online. And coming to my thesis topic, it's a center for welfare, a self-sustaining luxury. So my thesis topic, it was Lakshadweep, the tiny island, group of islands off the coast of Kerala. And Vishwaja, please let me know if my time is up. I'm not seeing the time actually. Okay. And water, society, and culture. That was my concept behind the thesis. Uh, So I'll just run through my thesis. It's a part of my portfolio. This is not the actual thesis sheets. It's a part of my portfolio. So I have explained why Lakshadweep and why I had chosen that, because Lakshadweep, it's an island which is not developed, or they don't have even the basic facilities there. So that's how I selected my site. That's Lakshadweep. I fixed it, and then I thought of my topic, what I can do for them. So going there, staying there for days, and knowing the people, their culture, their traditions, and their lifestyle. That was all part of the research I have done. And next, the building typologies. I had some 10 typologies: the folklore, Center for Folklore, auditoriums, library, space for language. Lakshadweep, they have a particular language, the dialect, the Jasri or Mahal, it's their local dialect they use. So space for language, exhibition space, space for women. Women is, I would say, the main part of Lakshadweep. They contribute more to the society there. They work, unlike men, they are more, unlike the mainland, women are more onto the public space. They work. It's completely, I would say, woman has got equal opportunities there, and it's a small island. I would say everyone should visit Lakshadweep once. It's a peace, calm and peace place. Okay, so here you have the user groups, the connecting nodes, and my site, it was a part of a island called Cherium Island. So the site stories, So this is how you need to break down each and everything, the user group, the connecting, the circulations, and all those things. So coming to the first building typology, that is Center for Folklore. Lakshadweep, the people there, they are so they love music, dance, and they are more onto this entertainment. So it's a space center for folklore, the center to preserve, promote, practice, and perform the Mapula Kala, the traditional art forms of which is like influence from Kerala and Lakshadweep. They have the similar, I can say, the similar culture and traditions. But yeah, there are changes, there are differences too. And so this is a space with the concept, the rhythm. Uh, I think you won't be aware of the Mapala Kala. They have the rhythms, the fast flowing rhythms in that. So it's a space designed on such a basis, and always you need to understand is in your thesis design, you don't need to go much on your technical or structural, or I would say there are the details which you do, the drawings you do, the structural drawings. That's not required actually for your thesis. The thesis is completely it's based on your idea, how you put forward your idea, and how you evolve your design out of that. And this is the plan, the elevations, the 3D views. So this space, it is designed in such a way that uh, they can be research, the performance space, and all those space. Currently, the Lakshadweep, they don't have much spaces for performance. They have an auditorium, open air auditorium, in one or two islands. That's it. And every islands they have a small gathering space, uh, and the publications. There are a lot of literature works related to Lakshadweep. So it's a publication cell, uh, and even great travelers they have in the early ages, Ibn Battuta, and they were into Lakshadweep, and Lakshadweep is mentioned in such historical scripts too. And this is the performance space where people can gather and they perform here. So all these islands, they are a small land, just few square kilometers. So it would be a space where people gather, uh, and I need to say that you no need to actually say to the Dweep people that you should gather. No, they'll obviously gather. It's their culture, their tradition is that. And these are the views with screened veranda walls, corridors, and the next is Center for Language. As I have said, the dialect, the language they speak is a bit different from Malayalam. It has a mix of Malayalam, Arabic, and it's a mix of languages. So this dialect, it should be preserved, or it should be promoted. So it's a space for Center for Language. It's a small space with you can see the plan, uh, the views, and there is, these designs. What my aim was like bring the outside, the mainland people or the people from countries to Lakshadweep, not just as a tourist. Right now, what's happening is it's just seen as a tourist space, just the water sports and all those things. But I feel there should be tourism, but tourism should just not be like water sports or just resorts and all. It should benefit the people there. There should be spaces, market spaces for them. They should be able to showcase their art forms there. So that's how you understand your people, understand the people of the land, and you get to learn about them, know about them. rather than just creating tourist spaces, just building buildings which is no way related to the place. So that's where you need to, that's a point, because in your thesis, you need to understand your building, your design, it should be completely contextual. It's not like you make some buildings of your choice and you fix it there. So yeah, and these are the views of the Center for Language with large openings and spaces to actually promote their dialect. And next is the library space. In Malayalam, we call Vayanashala. And the heading is like Aribu. Aribu means the knowledge. So this space, it's a Naligatu concept, the traditional concept, where you have a central courtyard, and this space, the completely the center part. I would show the plan here first. Yeah, the center part, it's completely a two-story building with all the center loop is for the reading, the storage of books and all those things. And the four parts outside, they provide the services there. The seating and all those things that are inside the buildings itself. And it's a compound. It's a compounded structure where mm, it's not. I think the library it's not a typical library where you just go sit, read, and come. It's a space where you can roam around with your book. That should be a library. I feel these are the views. This is the veranda, the corridor space with two-seater tables there, and yeah, this is the view. Mm. So yeah, this is my thesis. There are more sheets too, but I just added the parts from my portfolio. And I think yeah, that's it. Vishwaja?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that's it. I think I can wind up there, and I would love to have questions now. That I think that's the way you interact.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing us with these wonderful insights about theses and electives on case study. It was a very crystal clear information for me and for all the delegates who are watching this session. There are several questions asked by students who are watching this session. So the first question is, how do we choose a firm or an office that suits best for our thesis practice?
Your thesis practice,
Yes,
the internship might be.
internship.
Am I right?
I mean, students have asked. And another question, what will the value of a thesis project if it is a hypothetical one? I mean, moreover, what would you recommend, realistic or hypothetical?
I would always prefer a realistic one. A hypothetical one, I don't think I would prefer that because a realistic one can at least bring in some idea to the real issues or problems in our place. So that's where you can actually, rather than being hypothetical, but it depends on your interest. But I would always suggest being realistic. Even I love realistic movies, so that might be the reason. So being realistic, I think that's better. All right.
Yeah. Um, Another question, sir. How can one prove that the site chosen is the best site for the project?
That's what I said. The site, as the usual notion is that you need to select the topic and then search for the site. So that should not happen actually. You should actually, your site and your topic should happen at the same time, the site selection. So when you, for example, in my case, I would just say that my site was like I fixed my site as Lakshadweep. Yeah. So after that, I was in search of the exact place. So considering the circulation, the transportation, all those things, I could finalize a part of an island there. So in the general case, I think site selection uh, that will automatically be driven by your topic. You don't need to actually search for a site in the sense a place, and then coming to the detail, the site, the exact piece of land. You need to select how well it will be connected to people. It depends on the building typology. If it's a hospital, you need to see such and such things like the connectivity, the availability of the equipments, and the transportation is the main point. And if it's a rehabilitation center, you need to see how calm, how serene is the place, and how peaceful the place is. So it depends on the topic. So whatever you select the topic, you should be pretty much clear about your how your site should be. So you should note down the points, like your site should be like having these points, and then go for the selection, the particular piece of land. Or in most cases, you'll have the proposals for few designs, the government proposals. So in that case, you'll be easily available. The site will be easily available for you. Okay.
Yeah, as I asked you in the first question, how do we choose a firm or an office that suits for our thesis or practice? So you have said it is for internship, by internship. So how
How
do we
to select
choose?
a firm, an office
Yeah,
for your thesis? I don't think we don't need any office like firm for thesis.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. The question was how to choose the best
firm.
architectural firm and office for our internship.
Internship, yeah, exactly. That's the question. Uh, that's a very good question, actually. Interesting one. See, it's on how you see your future after your graduation, how you would like to move on. The internship, I would say, actually, internship is the main part of the architecture course. All the college works, all the designs, it's all secondary. The internship, that's where you actually learn what an architect should be, or what you are going to do in the next coming years. So that's where you select your that's how you need to select your internship office, the firms. So I would say that always never go for a multinational companies or such offices. It's my opinion, because you would be doing the toilet drawings or some sectional drawings there. You won't be learning anything there. You would be just a draftsman or something there. So better go to select those spaces, those firms, where you would be a part of the firm itself. In my case, I did my internship in Mindspace studio, Kochi studio. So I had a reason for that, because I did my architecture in Hyderabad, and I was way before clear that I need to do my internship in Kerala, because I would be practicing in Kerala. So I need to be aware of the practices, the materials, the work style of Kerala. So I was clear that I'll be doing my internship in Kerala, not anywhere else. So that's how I thought of Kerala, and then the studio. And actually, I could learn everything there, from everything there. I could say everything. So might be that's the reason why I could set up an office soon after graduation, uh, because I would always say, if your internship is not much helpful for you, then you'll have to practice, do work for some time, and then go for setting up an office. So selecting your internship, it's an important thing, because that's where your future is dependent on. That's where you learn everything. I think even the syllabus, the internship, the duration of internship should be even more increased. I think even more extended. Uh, yeah, that's.
Uh, what was your mindset like in the first year of your architecture as you decided to give a thought about thesis?
See, when you get into architecture, we had a syllabus book, right? So I was going through the syllabus book, and just one semester I saw it. I was like always interested in design. So when I see the theory subjects, I was like, oh my god, how will I go through this? So, and so when I saw the separate one semester completely for thesis, I thought this would be something interesting. This would be something great. So that's how, from that day, I would say the first semester itself, I was thinking of thesis. So how I would be doing that? How it was just a scratch. I won't say that I just decided my topic in the first semester. No, it was just a scratch. I was just thinking and knowing more about thesis, seeing the thesis projects and referring those projects, and that's it. So you would realize that if you go through that, like you have one whole semester, and it's completely design based, and anyone would love that, I feel.
Okay. And last one, in a general overview, what should be the ideal motive of a thesis project?
Ideal motive. See, it depends on people's mindset. But I feel we, as we living in a country, India, we should be more social. We should be we should have social relevant topics, and not just going through topics which our country doesn't need now. Because there are few topics which is, it's not like we don't need, it's not actually relevant now. So the main concern I have is we are not much connected to the society. The people, they doesn't know who we are, what we do. They feel that, yeah, we are just designers who make beautiful homes, and that's it. No, but we have a greater role in the society. It's how we can even define the spaces and define the lifestyle of people. So we have much greater role in the society. So the thesis, being the important part of architecture course, and the time we spend on that, I feel it should be socially relevant, and it should somehow help a group of people, or it should somehow address a group of realistic people in front of us. So in that way, we'll be learning more about them, and in case like the problems they face, we'll have a solution at least. It's not we can't say that, yeah, we'll do the thesis and that will be happening the next day. No, the thesis at least we could do is, as a student, we could at least do for our society, is I feel considering a topic which would bring in some changes. It should not be always helping someone. It can be bringing some changes in the way we look at the society and the way we interact or way we conduct different events or something like that. So the design should be more to the public, the user, not making great buildings and showing that, yeah, so this I made this and no, not that, not just that. It should be something deeper at least. Okay.
Um, so one more. What are the mistakes often made by students while choosing their thesis project?
Mistakes. Mm, mistakes, I would say, first thing is the topic. They're choosing such and such topics which they are not really interested. They would be doing the solving this as a burden. That should not happen at any cost, because it should be completely your interest. So that's a mistake. That's really a mistake. You select your topic just for without any reason. So that's it. And the next, the mistakes, I feel. mm, See, and there we cannot always say mistakes. It's a approach. Like different people have different approach. So in my way, something would be mistake, and in some others' viewpoint, it won't be a mistake. There's time. So in my way, I would say just put your 100% on your thesis. Let it be your interest. Let it be your passion, and let it be community oriented or people oriented. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so it was very good session.
Thank you, Shweta. And I think I should say that Ibrahim and the team A Sketch, you have done a wonderful job.
Yep,
Great
of
initiative,
course.
and
Thank you
I
so
feel
much.
it goes on for years, coming years, and we could actually do this in an auditorium, seeing face to face.
Oh,
That would be even more interesting.
yes, sir, we will. That would be very great. Then the next session, which is an expert talk by Dr. Engineer Architect SP Anchuri, called Structures in Architecture, will start at 3:30 p.m. today. Okay, for the feedback to this expert talk, please scan the QR code displayed on the screen, or otherwise click on the link given in description below. And also don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page, that is asketch_India, where we promote the talent of many architecture students. Thank you.